How about that? Is that better? Oh, is that better or what? Is that better? Let me know in the chat, guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I have no idea why it has chosen to do that. I'm getting some lines on the screen. Give me a thumbs up in chat. We're cured. Hello, hello. Well, that was an odd one. That was an odd one. I cannot tell you why that has happened. But we're here. We're here. Welcome everyone to Thursday night stream. Hello to those who have jumped into the chat. Sorry about those small technical dramas at the start there. Killspray's here. Star, hello. Is that Jim, is it? Have you changed your name on your thing? You're really messing with me. Charlie's here. Welt is here. Legends in the chat. Thank you very much. Guys, yeah, it's SRI Thursday night, and well, I'm all alone tonight. I'm all alone. Hello, Jack. Welcome in. My three teammates have abandoned me this evening. I think a mix of on holiday and maybe a bit of sim racing fatigue. And I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling it myself. It is the second to last week of the season, round number 9 of this championship. And yeah, it's we're feeling it, I think, this week is probably the best way to describe it. The heat in Europe taking its toll on myself, my family, and just been a lot of sim racing recently, you know, and it's interesting. I think the last few weeks of an iRacing season, you always see it. Numbers start to drop away. It doesn't help that maybe this week iRacing not the best schedule in terms of tracks and combos and things. So kind of hearing a lot of murmurs from a lot of sim racers, and let me know in the chat, guys, if you are feeling a bit of sim racing tiredness at the end of this iRacing season. But guys, we've got 2 more rounds of SRI to go. It hasn't been a great season. We've been learning, we've been trying, and we're going to try once more. Road Atlanta, we did have a sort of a to be confirmed weather, but it looks like we are going to be rain free, which is a great thing to see. Early morning, low track temps, so we got should be a speedy one. Just a speedy one. Jack, not enough time to race. Wow. I'm glad you've still got some energy, mate. mega. Heat has been a killer. Yeah, I've had to change my shirt after every race this week. Yeah, I can imagine. I've been trying to get out like my thinnest like running t-shirts, and the fan's been running on the rig like all day long, and just trying my best here. But it'll be probably a bit warm later on anyway. We'll see how we get on. Only 10 degrees over here, so it's perfect. You've got it made, mate. You've got it made. I'm not complaining about the heat. It's absolutely amazing. It's just nice to have. Next week's looking pretty wet in Belgium, so we'll be back to being perfectly happy in the rig here. But yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot going on with the channel and bits and pieces. So I've been working hard, but yeah, feeling a little bit tired. I'm tired. Now, yesterday, I will say this, guys. Yesterday, I actually ended up with like a really odd hay fever-like symptoms at the end of yesterday. So I didn't actually do the Porsche Cup Esports qualifier time slot. Sneezing, feeling horrible, runny nose. I just couldn't fathom trying to race at that level. So yeah, Saturday is going to be a high pressure day with both the time slots trying to get a result. So yeah, that story will continue for sure. And if you have watched my latest Porsche Cup video, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Both those videos have been going really nicely. It's been fun to do. We didn't have a great time at Sebring. Yeah, a lot of what ifs, what could have beens. That second race particularly, yeah, it was rough. I felt really, really good. A good start. Felt pace much better, and it all went undone really fast. And that's just how pressure those races can be. So anyway, we got 10 minutes left of this practice server before what feels like ridiculously long 45-minute qualifying. Like I said, the track's pretty speedy. I've not done a ton of practice, unfortunately. Been working really hard on some videos, and yeah, I think it could be okay, but probably not right at the pointy end. Road Atlanta, a pretty popular track for most people, and I don't have a lot of history here though, so I'm just going to be, as always, learning as we go. learning as we go. Right, I'm going to turn the game volume. Also, guys, let me know. I think I had a little adjustment of some audio settings in the last stream, and we talked about it during the stream. I had a couple of other comments saying that some of the levels were a bit off on the sound levels. Car might be a bit loud versus the mic. So we will get out and do some laps. Let me know. I can change the game audio easily. So what is the league I am doing? Best of luck, thank you. What is the league we're doing? So this league is SRI, Sim Racing International. It's a UK-based community league, and they've been running it for, this is season 12, so they've been running it for a few years now. It's a sort of a pay to enter, and yeah, they run one each season. They tend to run it from about week 2 onwards. Just so they can see what the calendar's like, and yeah, it's a good championship. Like, it's run really well. There's actually a live stream with commentary of the broadcast of this race that you can get on YouTube and stuff, and they do a really good job with that. The commentary is fantastic. It's actually really good. Oh yes, look at that. Thanks, guys. Keep me on my toes here. So yeah, no, it is really good. So this is round 9. So we found ourselves in the pro split. Yeah, well, so my audience won't play tricks on me like that. Jack's got my back. But yeah, they run it slightly different this season. They're going to run it back a different way next season. So they ran a Superstars, which is this class. And essentially what Superstars is oh, that's cold tyres. That doesn't work on cold tyres. Ouch. It's for people who haven't been part of SRI for particularly long. So obviously our first season and stuff. And then they had a Masters one for those who have been part of SRI for a number of seasons. But I think next season they're going back to like A and B split essentially. So I'm in pro, which I'm probably a little slow for pro, it's turned out. Some very fast intermediate drivers, this is the split blow. But yeah, there'd be like a bigger top split, and then a second race for a lower split essentially. I think that could be better, because what we have at the moment is 3 splits in these races, up to 60 drivers, which I don't think we've got that many tonight. We may only have about 28 on the server at the moment. But 3 splits of 20 drivers, and you've got a full array from 7,000 iRacing down to about 1,200, 1,300. So, some of these circuits, open qualifying as well. It's a 45-minute sort of open practice qualifying. It's very hard to get a lap in. So it's been a unique challenge. We've been running mostly the GT3 calendar, except for weeks like this week. We're not running at Thruxton. And we are, but also like often odd conditions compared to what the servers are. So I think for myself, I've struggled to probably get a handle on the different conditions versus the official sessions, etc. And so maybe always been a little bit behind the 8 ball, I think, this whole season. It's been a hard one to get into properly, but the racing's been good. Oh, come on, Bradley. The racing's been good. So the championships run really well. Crashing behind me as well. And we've been enjoying it. I've usually had some teammates. Don't crash. We usually had some teammates doing it as well, but yeah, no one's here tonight. So it's just me. Charlie's in the chat rather than on track. Right, you go by me. A couple of minutes just to do a few laps here. So we've got down to we're about second off the pace from practice just before. And that was on race fuel, my lap time, so 17.8, which to be fair is the fastest I've been around here. So, hey Rick, yeah, found your YouTube channel about 4 weeks ago. Enjoy the stream of the vids, nice. Watching the truck while I have my 11-hour rest. Oh, glad I can be of entertaining service for you. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thank you for the kind words. What setup platform? I'm using, I have a paid subscription to Go Setups. And that's been, yeah, that's what I've used from ACC, and I've just followed on to iRacing. I find it pretty good. I find them pretty drivable. And they always do, like, even if the weather's not there, like, there'll always be a rain setup or a mix setup or something like that. So, yeah, I find them very, yeah, no, I find them good. So I haven't found the need to change. Maybe thoughts of change over the next few seasons, we'll see. But yeah, the guys who make those setups, like Cooper Webster does all the setups for Porsche Cup. He is like one of the very, very top best ever in Porsche Cup at the moment. So, you know, you gosh, this car's so down cold tires at the moment. So yeah, you kind of always know that it's not the setup, it's you, basically. Bodie, hello. Netherlands, where I'm from, unfortunately couldn't make a call to make home. So close. You've raced with Brandon a few times, only kept up with him once. Yeah, he's very, very fast. So no, he makes the odd mistake. I think the guys who've been racing him, you know, he makes the odd mistake in the races and stuff, but he's usually pretty quick. And that's interesting. The top of our class is actually really close at the moment. There's only about 20 or 30 points that separate like the top 3 or 4. So they've actually got a lot to play for these next 2 rounds. We're not close to anything, so we're just out here to have a good race, and been often having good races with some of the intermediate drivers, who, to be fair, you know, a lot of them have actually improved quite a lot this season. Because the cutoff line, interesting, the cutoff line when we signed up was about 2800 iRating, and we've all gotten better over the season. So a lot of those intermediate guys have now got iRating that would have put them in pro at the start of the season. So yeah, it's funny what a whole season of racing can do for people. So we're just going to pull onto the pits this lap and put some setup on. I think the track's probably going to get slower. Oops. Yeah, track's probably going to get slower during qualifiers, so the first few laps could be pretty important here. Oh, there was a tuned car there. Tricky on pit lane, didn't you, that? Ah, okay. Did you make a post on Reddit? Buddy, I saw someone there too. Okay, so I'm here to received my Simagic today, but the base shaft is slipping, so it goes off center every corner. No, really? That's oh, that's rough. Yeah, Charlie. Once it warms up, once the tires warm up, this thing's really solid, really solid. It's just quite low grip on cold tires around here, and potentially the track condition as well. So I have to be really cautious the first 2-3 laps, and then you can really get into it. Oh, buddy, that's a real shame, mate. I hope they get that sorted real quick for you. I knew how excited you were on Tuesday that it was showing up, so that really, really does suck. Jack, I use the esports stuff. Yeah, I've gotten used to it. It's always faster. You just got to drive around it. So yeah, on the Porsche Cup cars and stuff, it's always the esports set. Yeah. Pretty sure about the cause, but have to open it up. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. I wouldn't open it. They're sending a new one. Cool. Well, at least they're straight on to getting it right for you. That's good. What are we going to do here? gonna send this, I think. So only 29 drivers, so only half of the field showing up today, guys. That's very interesting. At least we'll have some space on track for this qualifying session. We'll just be very cautious these first few laps, get the tyres in. Over the crest, goodness me. Just stress out because I'm on the edge of a fast promotion and 4 races. Oh, yes. 4 races at the end of season promotion. That's true, actually. Now, remember, with promotions and stuff like that, it's the end of week 13. Okay, so there will be some. There's always a C license race, and there's always rookie races which are ranked. So if you're on, same will be like a D license race as well. So if you're on the cusp of promotion or demotion, of course we can't forget. You do have those. You do have week 13 to essentially get your numbers to the right spot too. It's not the ideal because week 13 is probably the most chaotic week, and there's, despite the ranked races still being ranked, there's a lot of low care being taken by some drivers. Obviously, is the theme of week 13 where you sort of just do stuff without care, basically. But yeah, don't worry too much about, if you do need week 13, there will be some options for you. But also, yeah, I totally understand you got the excitement going, and then all of a sudden, blah. It doesn't happen. It's super annoying to wait. Sounds like some activity going already on it though, so that's really good. So yeah, Road Lanterns are quite a fun track. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty straightforward, but also quite tricky at the same time. Use some track limits out to the side there. Just too much of an overslope. And so it feels like the whole track is just a lot of flow. Can't be sort of too sharp on the brakes. You sort of got to try and flow the car through the sectors. Less is more of it. Yeah, Merc is crap around here. Well, I'm sort of finding that out. There's some guys, a lot of guys have gone to mid-engine cars later this season, haven't they? So it's it seems that everyone else has got pace and car choice a bit right. I don't have a ton of experience at Road Lancer though, mate. So everything's, it's all PB stuff for me at the moment, even if it's slow. Track cut, yep, damn it. Oh. No! Still pushing it a little bit too hard. First few laps. That's annoying. Well, buddy, I hope it's a great watch. To try and... Oh, buddy. Don't run into me. Cycle into a spot here. No, oh no. Guys, these first few laps are going to be really, really tricky.
You cut that corner, you've got a slow down penalty.
Getting the fast guys here too. Hey Jan, hey Snell, how are you guys? Come on, just get into a groove.
They see you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gain. Right side, clear on the right.
Just have to get out of everyone's way. Righto. Is that still rubbish? Yeah, Rick, I'm in Belgium at the moment, mate. So just European evening. Otherwise, yeah, it would be probably like 6 AM in New Zealand at the moment. Too deep. Oh, come on, Brendan. No.
They see you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gain.
Has been stuck there today. Not sure if I'd want to be stuck in Belgium. Living here is quite nice. Some very fun things very close. Okay. Right, we're going to need to get a lap on the board here, guys. That's a little better. A little bit better. Ooh, doesn't like that one. No. It's off track. No, it's not. It's amazing how wide you can get out there. Turn to right. Annoyingly, that's probably the corner I'm struggling like the most with. Is rushes up on you pretty fast. It's definitely a second taking in that. This one. Fourth, you reckon? try that. Okay. Yeah, I think you can definitely overslow the car a bit, or easily overslow the car in third there. Might need third later in the stint though. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, bud. Not the best from Raz there. Oh, too much.
Cut the course. Got to slow down and give up that time.
Try next lap. Just tell Davis now I'm just going to use Belgium as a swear word today. Okay, I don't know then. Oh, too much. Slow there too.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
Oh. Right, that didn't work that time. Yeah, not quite like that, no. Give me a few goes. Give me a few goes. Well, we're exploring always how not to do it. Sometimes that's important. Oh, no.
You cut the course. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
What a catch. Third through that final chicane's faster for you too. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, yeah, all 1,000 ways of how not to make a light bulb. Yeah, we're not making light bulbs tonight, I don't think. I think we're about 295 streams away from getting the light bulb, but yeah, Charlie, it's I don't know, I find like it's actually when it hooks up and you actually hit the groove, it's perfectly fine. Dropping ride height out of this particular set. Let's see how we go. Like I did a 17.7 and just before in the practice on race fuel, so like there's time in it. Not that that's going to be pole or anything close to it, but get me a little bit higher up the grid. But yeah, the first few laps are going to be tricky.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gate.
Okay, the guys. Break up, yeah. Yeah, lack of braking, yes. Oh, too fast. Gonna mess up, so yeah, long and low, and it's just that cold tire thing. It doesn't want to turn on the cold tires, and then you do it later on, and it's happy as. Better. No. I'm not sure if fourth is. I'm sure if fourth is the best. I don't know. Give it a couple more laps. Yeah, I was happy to turn what 2-3 there. That felt good. just know if the Merc's got enough turn for that. Good. Oh, whoa. Ah. It's like, it's kind of almost there. Kind of almost. It's, yeah. Plus on the TC for safety. Guess so. Yeah, I think one of my struggles at the moment is I'll improve on carrying more mid-corner speed, and then I'll then I should try to do that in fourth on cold tires, and then do the exit like I had been, and it's like, yeah, just needing to roll onto the throttle a little bit more, not jam it. I think again it's probably a bit of a Porsche Cup thing where it's got tons of rear grip. And it's pretty happy doing that. Driftx, hello. Main track, yeah, this is a good one. I'm not super experienced with it, but it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of a roller coaster. Oh, this, yeah, there's no grip out here either. Stay out of the way. I tried. Okay, I don't know why that did that. That's really dumb. We're going to be pedestrian here on our first lap, guys. Just practice cold tire runs, otherwise we're just going to die on the first lap anyway. Turn 3 Nemesis, yeah. It is a very tricky corner. I'm getting out of the way, Joe. I'm getting out of the way. It's 17.8 optimal, so I can actually put a proper lap together. Maybe a lot further up their field there. Let's just not crash for a few laps, shall we? Didn't turn early enough. goodness sake. Sorry, Colin. Ah. No. For goodness sake. Oh, speeding in the pits. Cool. Gotta remember that. Yeah, when it goes, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think the race setup feels, you know, once it's up to temperature, actually feels really nice. Feels really consistent. Yeah, you just can't have any of those. Yeah, you just kind of got to be in the groove, basically. Which maybe is not the greatest thing, because we might be having to react to certain things at certain times. But yeah, we'll just be very careful on the opening laps and get through and then see where we're at after that. Yeah, normally this sort of temp it should be pretty grippy. Should be pretty nice. Good practice though. It's sort of yeah. Sort of, I'm learning in real time to be kind of like roll onto the brake, roll off the brake. Not be too sharp with any of those inputs, because it definitely upsets the car. But you know, you saw there's a few corners there when it really goes right. It hooks up. It's awesome. It's just hard to do it every lap. Too much. Yeah. We're learning in real time. I just don't have enough practice laps around here. Just has been the story of my season, really. Not quite been able to get it right. Either conditions sort of too different from what I practiced in, or just not enough time to actually practice itself. It's too deep as well. Before Petit Le Mans, yeah, I was about to say this. We'll have enough time later in the year for Petit Le Mans to get it right. 10 hours around here. Oh. No, I've heard it's notoriously difficult for IMSA anyway, just with the multi-class and stuff. So we'll be doing well to even get through the 10 hours, I think. That's off track. it up on the Delta as well. So typical. Oh, a little bit too deep. Okay, maybe like 2 minutes or something. Just go to the end. Track team's going up too, so we've totally missed the window for the really fast times. Yellow flag. All good. You know your qualifying hasn't been going good when you just send it on the yellow flag even though you can see the car spun. Patience, Graham. Patience. One chance, I think. Oh no, the season's not going to let you finish it, is it? Ah! It's just frustrating, guys. That is just frustrating. We'll practice the pitting tree. Yeah, I might do it right. Yeah, I just keep it on the black stuff, I think. So freebies ahead, I think yellow means yeah. One undisclosed apex. To be confirmed. Right, that was okay. The penalty is for coming into the pits during qualifying because I have that turned off. So, hey, Chinok, good morning, mate. Good morning. Yeah, and I think it's really silly. I don't know if you saw it. I did a 77 in the practice before here, and actually that whole lap was just way more patient. Flow the car nicer. Apex speed, exit speed. The whole thing was quicker. I just pushed too hard. It's just me. That's just me. We're just pushing too hard. We will fix that next season. I am determined. Like properly determined. If like as much as I'm looking forward to week 13 and just having a bit of a break in general. I'm so committed. I'm so committed. Sorry, late. Nah, you're not. All good, mate. No problems at all. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Why is my... Can you tell me, guys, are you having this problem? How do I fix it? I get Every now and then when I come out of the car, I lose my cursor on the game. It just won't show up. I can move it around and find the right buttons to click. And not normally it hasn't done it this time. Normally when I jump into like the garage menu, it will come back up. It'll be fine. But I for the life of me, do not know what it is. There it is. It's come back now. You guys can't see it actually, but time to ride into the city. Good luck. Thank you, mate. Enjoy your day, your Friday. You ever had that issue? Yeah, like it is in windowed mode for the IR drive overlay. It needs windowed mode, but like full screen window mode. But like as soon as I click on the garage menu or something like that, it's fine. It comes back, and then it's. But you sort of hunt around a bit to do it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to. It's only the only time it does it is when you jump out of the car sometimes. Oh, window borderless. There you go, borderless windowed mode. I'm not that technical. I should be. It's really funny, you know, background automotive, and it got technical for vehicles, but I've never done PCs before up until 2 years ago. And once when it's one of those things, I'm like a textbook as a home person. I'm a textbook Mac user. Like it does this and it does it well. You don't change stuff. You don't try and get in the back end and stuff. Despite that's what I used to do when I worked for Tesla. It was all back end coding but it was only ever related to car function, of reading to what the car was doing. I never looked into it any more than that. And it was very new for me. There's a lot of research to work out stuff. It's not what you signed up for when you become a motor mechanic. And then you work on... Now, my last role before I left the car industry, I was in an office, 2 screens, remote diagnosing cars, and I was like, this is not what I signed up for. But in fact, I did enjoy it a lot more than actually fixing physical cars. But no, PCs aren't really my gig, eh? So excuse all of my terrible terminology and general lack of knowledge in this space. Pressing space might bring it back. Okay, I will try that next time. Oh, actually, oh yeah, I'll very much try that next time. I'll be annoyed if it's that simple, because I've dealt with it for like, feels like 6 months. Yeah. Yeah, it's if stuff goes wrong midstream. If you saw the start, I was panicking because the sound didn't work. Trying to work that out. Shocking. Right, guys, we're just going to quickly get ready. 2 minutes before the race start, and I'll be back in 1 second. Practice now with plus TC. Yeah, Charlie, it's already pretty high, on this. In the Merc, it's backwards. So 9 is the lowest. So at 4, it's already a little bit up. There's some of the setups I've run. I think we'll just be in general, we're just going to be careful anyway, because we are, you know, buried down the field. We're starting 22nd out of 31, so there's nothing to play for back here. We'll just be getting through the first few laps and then taking on. So could be third-party programs taking the active window spot. Okay. Windows D. Okay. I'll have a play with that next time it happens. Yeah, see, it's working this time. Right, grid. Let's not forget to grid.
1 lap to green. Line up on the left side.
74 litres. Let's turn tyres off. Cool. Gosh, look at this livery in front. Yes, if I did what I did in the practice, I would have been 12th. That's right. We shall survive, team. Discord or IR Drive? Yeah, Discord is off at the moment, so it can't be Discord. Yeah, IR Drive potentially. I'll have a look into that. Want to be TC off here? Well, we're not practicing that one. TC off. You're too alien, Leighton. We'll practice that next season, eh? Oh, we haven't talked about it yet, guys. Let's quickly talk about it for the race start. We've got the first little piece of info about the next season on iRacing. The latest version of the BMW M2 is going to be joining the game. iRacing and BMW Motorsport did a post about it today, so I don't have any more information about the rest of the update, but there is a new car. Which, to be honest, I hadn't actually thought about that, and I probably should have. I quite like the old one for what it taught me as a rookie, so I'm very interested to try the new one and do some comparison on it. Because we do have an M2 already. Yeah, no, the new F87 version of it, which essentially debuted at the Ring this year. The one with the 4-cylinder engine in it. Can you believe that? Give space, give space. Don't pass before the start-finish line, mate. People wide. Okay, it's the first bit of chaos missed. Right, cold tyres, cold tyres. It's pretty pedestrian through here anyway. Spinners. That's Raz off. Okay, it's 2 misses in 1 lap so far. I was a bit scared to turn in there with old tyres. Alright. What a start. Yeah, that's the problem when you start so far back. You're going to see it. You've bought a ticket to it. Something else off. Well, I'm just glad that opening lap to not pick up any 4Xs. It's something I picked up a couple of contacts at the start of the last round, and you spend the rest of it just worried you're getting DQ. Oh, 32-degree track temp too, I hadn't even noticed that. That's quite a big difference to quality.
It's probably the start I needed for this one though. Just avoid some drama, settle in. If I can't find a little bit of extra pace here.
New fastest lap for you.
You sure the only Merc in front of me in the race at the moment? Likely be short-lived this position on the external there. No, Alpha's up the road as well. And the Merc. Track. Just came off the brakes a bit too quick there, didn't want to turn after that. Smoke. A little bit up. Thank you very much to those who are watching, by the way, as we continue to try our best in this league races. The final round is at Donington Park as well, so not one that's on the calendar, the iRacing calendar at least. I'm not entirely sure how good the Merc is going to be around Donington Park. Daniel gets a run on me here, or happily let him by. Just got to go for it though.
Car on your left. Clear.
I notice Daniel gets up on the curb there before turn 5. I'm not sure if I'm confident enough to do that. Alright, 13 minutes in. Oh, and actually, guys, considering the last round is Donington Park, there is actually a fun round that we're going to do in week 13. It's going to be, we're not sure what track it's going to be at actually, but it will be the 2 championships coming together basically. So the Pro Series of the Masters League that's split, that's running at the moment. So the same time slot as this one. Just a different session versus our pro split, so it'll sort of be like the best of each. Say the best, I'll be there. But yeah, the two splits sort of coming together in the sort of pro, the intermediates, and the club drivers. So we will work out what track that is next week. But oh yeah, it's the development block out. Oh, we'll be looking at that after this, won't we? Always interested in the juicy things coming out. Hey Ash, yeah, no, final round, but is there not the fun week, the last week? They haven't announced which circuit that's going to be. That's happening in week 13. Nice to see that all 3 of my teammates have come into the chat tonight to support their lonely relentless racing teammate who's taking this on. Hope you're having a nice holiday, Ash. You're the only one with a legitimate excuse not to be here. No, I hadn't read through the actual report. I'd seen as a post that BMW Motorsport did with iRacing, but I wasn't aware the actual blog was out because iRacing hadn't made any mention of it. When did the blog actually release? Surely just in the last couple of hours, right? Nice, Ash. Enjoying the beautiful weather. You picked a good week to go away, mate. Battle, yes, we've oh, I should have read the chat, eh? Should have read the chat. Yes, we have had a look at those reversed. I've worked that out this season.
Pick up the course. You gotta slow down and give up that time.
Alright, back into the groove, back in the groove. Sorry guys, I've concentrated. I'm gonna try and get these guys. Not pro enough. No, it's all me. It's all me. I can choose to not read the chat, right? You guys just got talking about the development blog and got me all excited. Oh, that's a huge cut. Grr. Gray, hello. Really enjoying N24 and ACC at the moment. Game's still got some zip. Yeah, nice. It's been a long time since I played ACC, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't think the graphics stuff is this year. Like, it sounds very, very exciting, and I'm sure they've been talking about it quite a bit, where they're currently at with it, but yeah, it's probably next year. Oh, it's going to be huge when it's released, right? first. It's a much better lap though. Too deep there. It's gonna kill it. Should have said anything. Rookie. iRacing is its golden age for over 2 years now. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think more people should... If someone made a narrative about iRacing 5 years ago that they didn't like it, they should go and try it again. I think it's a great game now. I still maintain that I wouldn't have got into iRacing when I first started sim racing, and the ACC was the best place for me to start, but when they made the changes, particularly GT3s, at that point, it's been the best for me. And I think it'll just get better next 5 years or so. It's only got better though because other games have pushed. And I think Le Mans Ultimate has made iRacing a better game. Almost halfway. too deep. Ah. Best thing for Xbox at the moment. Le Mans Ultimate. Le Mans Ultimate isn't a console game at this stage. They're working on that. I'd have to say that if LMU do get to console, I know they're trying to, and it's probably that. I don't know if ACC is on. I think this is what you're playing, right? Well, AC, as I've said, ICC, but I know its longevity is a concern. Others, yeah, no, I agree. The longevity is a concern. Le Mans Ultimate is probably the best replacement for ACC, but I don't think. Yeah, it's not a console game just yet. But yeah, pretty much all the ACC players that didn't come to iRacing are on Le Mans Ultimate now, which is credit to Le Mans Ultimate. They did a good job. They filled the void. It's a shame they didn't carry on with ACC. I think that deserved some more time, particularly with AC Evo not happening really at the moment. Steep car. Is that a place? I think it was. Oh, it's Kyle. Okay, so Aston. Don't get complacent, really. You can crash as well. Excuse me. Late 26, early 27 for console. Okay, average gamer. Hello. Yeah, that makes sense. They actually got. I'm sure they've got like a third-party group actually supporting that game across at the moment. So the main LMU development team's not actually doing it. No fastest though. Yeah, console needs a good sim, doesn't it? I think there's a lot of high hopes that will be a good, yeah. Rensport, Pema, nah, no good at all. Really no good at all. It's probably well timed for Le Mans Ultimate to really get that console version out, because you're going to have a real big boost of popularity for console racing based on the new Forza game being out, right? So people are going to be driving. We were talking about last stream that, you know, if you've got an old Logitech wheel and you want to upgrade it, now's a great time to sell it, because we have all these people who are thinking about wanting to use a wheel on the new Forza, and then the Le Mans Ultimate will come out and people might go, oh, actually, like a proper racing game, you know, and they'll be more inclined to jump onto it. So it could create quite a disparity of obviously driver skill and racecraft and that sort of stuff, but it could really boost the numbers on the more legitimate sim, which would be great for everyone, really. So, you know, the slippery slope, it starts there, and then you end up buying a PC and getting into things like iRacing or whatever, or doing it online with on the PC, and it's just someone's got that story, right? Like for me, it was Gran Turismo, growing up with Gran Turismo, and we haven't really had a, you know, obviously we still have Gran Turismo, and I'm sure that is the entry point for a lot of people. You know, heck, I'm waiting for my kids to get a bit older and buying them a PlayStation set up with Gran Turismo, you know, because like, they obviously see me sim race and they can't throw your 5-year-old onto iRacing. It's not quite going to work out, but can't wait to be able to get them onto a little wheel and rig, and yeah, it'd be fantastic. Right, we have 3 more laps of fuel too, by the way. Let's not forget that. Close to pulling the plug on a PC? That's getting into PC, pulling the pin? Getting one, I assume. Yeah, it was about this time 2 years ago that I started buying all this stuff, but the months leading into it, I was doing heaps and heaps of research, because again, I grew up on Gran Turismo, so I did think like, oh, I could get a Gran Turismo, I could, you know, a legitimate hardcore, but PlayStation rig, you know. Gran Turismo YouTube channels seem to do pretty well, etc. as well, because obviously YouTube was a big part of me wanting to, in generally, do this, you know. But the more I looked, the more I realised, no, PC is just going to have a level of racing, a style of racing that I will prefer more long term. Eventually I will want one. Oh, to leave. Okay, yeah, pull the, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, buying, yes. Yeah, I was a bit confused there. So he's leaving PC sim racing. That's a bold move. That's a bold move. No, I think it'll be worth it. You know, even, you know, again, it's nothing against, you know, console and stuff. You know, console's got a huge place. But yeah, there's I think obviously the more, even Le Mans Ultimate or even ACC. Let's go back to ACC, right? The console, they did cross-platform, so to get the player numbers up and stuff, but it never had the popularity. And I think it just comes down to what these sims are kind of wanting to be, you know, real world, etc., etc. But I'd say there's not many console players that then tend to go that serious with it. So yeah, you end up with a real mismatch of people you're racing against, and it kind of, I'd say it changes the experience a bit. It's sort of a little bit like iRacing in general. It costs lots of money, right? So, but in a way, it kind of becomes a you have to look at your sim racing a particular way to consider spending that sort of money. So you're obviously then that sort of player is then racing. I don't think you're going to go and spend 500 euros on content just to not care, you know? Right, I need to put this lap. Oh no, I can put next lap. Yeah, 1.5 laps, yeah. Let's put next lap. Yeah, I can definitely put next lap. Top 10, by the way, guys. Look at me go. This will be the last time I see the top 10. Corey in front of me has pitted and come out in front.
Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Righto. 2 minutes to go.
Okay, punch it.
It's a tricky pit lane, this one. Slightly cooler tyres, we'll just try and take it easy. Oops. Supposed to go second here. How do I plan to fill the SRI gap next season? Well, Charlie, I think my initial plan, I need to really nail this down and actually create the system, essentially. But I think the reality is I'll probably end up doing GT3s on a Thursday, a bit like we've been doing Porsche Cup on a Tuesday. So, same series each week, because the in and out of doing multiple races and multiple starts, etc., has been really helpful with Porsche Cup. I've found speed in that car through the consistency of racing it, and I think it'll be a case of probably choosing like 1 or 2 cars in GT3, and maybe if it's like, okay, this is my rear drive car or rear engine car, this is the front engine car, depending on what the track is. I don't want to bounce around cars too much, you know, but just trying to put reps in. Seems like a bit of a grind, but I think it's just where the driving needs to be at the moment. More laps, more race starts, more battles. But obviously really like perfectly aligned with what is happening in the daily races, you know, so the official servers match and setups match, and then we can just focus on the driving. So throwing BMW really strong after the latest GT3 bop. Yeah, look, honestly, I would love to drive the BMW more. You know, it wasn't the strongest car when I drove it. I'm a BMW fan. Real life, Team WRT is my supporter team. I'd love to, absolutely love to. It still feels diabolical on cold tires though. But you know, it's one of those ones, like that's you do that enough, then you'll start getting used to it, you know. I wouldn't say the Porsche Cup car is a jump in and drive car, it's just I've done enough hours in it now. I should have a look on Garage 61 and see how many hours I've done in the Porsche Cup car this season. But I saw a really interesting reel by James Baldwin, and because he gets the question all the time, you know, like, how do you become an esports pro, you know? And, you know, he makes the comment halfway through the video, it's just like, you just need thousands of hours. Like, there's a point where you can know everything, and actually have some natural skill, but you just need a lot of time. There's no other way around it. So, yeah, I think that's probably the plan next season. Is just the grind, the iRacing grind in a way. Not for iRacing, not for anything else. Just reps. And then I'm sure the iRating will start to follow once we get up into Roundup. So we'll hopefully gain iRating on a Tuesday and lose it on a Thursday for a while, and then we'll start gaining both days. And we'll be 10,000 iRating before we know it. That didn't want to turn the same. Alright, Jan, I'll focus. Road to 10k win. I think everyone's always on the road to 10k, Walter. Does anyone know, this would be an interesting fact, you could do a road to 10k, you just exclude the iRating you lose. Is there somewhere that tells you how much you have gained? Shifter. The shifter's getting quite funny actually. The upshift. Because I'm sure there's not many people who have actually gained 10,000 iRating full stop. $10K is overrated. I would reckon 10K is very stressful. I reckon it comes with... I feel like it would be if you owned a Lamborghini in real world, and every time you pulled up to a set of traffic lights, someone would want to race you. Like, it would just be annoying. Or they like, you know, they're like, don't race you because you're 10k, and they think I'll just let you by. Or they race you too hard because they're trying to prove a point that they can race a 10k iRated driver. I reckon it'd just be super annoying. But then, of course, I wouldn't mind owning a Lamborghini, you know. So it's like maybe to be 10k would be freaking amazing. So yeah, Morris is a really good example of this. You know, he's really open with it as well. So he's about to do DTM esports on Ring Sport, I think it is. Race Room. But as soon as that got announced properly, he's just like, yeah, won't be any regular streams. So it's like, so he's just like fully in. Well, for those guys, it's not even a hobby, right? It's a job. Like he's paid, you know. That's what he does for a living. Now, of course, it's in a way, it's something I'm learning a bit as well. You know, if I want to be a full-time content creator, for example, sure, I'm not an esports pro, but you've got to keep showing up. You know, these Tuesdays and Thursdays streams are sometimes they're just about being here. Got to admit, last Tuesday at Adelaide wasn't that fun. Getting swamped, you know. If I was practicing and trying to make a video, or even just racing, right? You might go, I did one, that didn't really feel right. But you know, got to keep showing up for you guys. We're gonna do Porsche Cup Tuesday. We got to do Porsche Cup Tuesday. So, but I also know I can't do 8 hours a day practice and just spend that long, that intense. It would kill the fun out of it for sure. Oh. Jeeps.
Slow down. You got a penalty for cutting the course.
Fully in no man's land here. 16 seconds to the next position. 9 seconds up the road to the guys in front. Yeah, I think there is like yeah, I know you drive lots of different cars, right? You know, and I don't. I'm only the iRating on that, not because I'm that fast. I'm not that iRating because I focus on very few cars, and it's going to take a long time to expand the skill set out to a number of cars to then get it up to this sort of, you know, genuine 3.5K iRating level. And that's just the process, right? Like there's no shortcut to that. You either stay scared of these other cars and you never race them because you're scared of losing iRating, or you just go through the process with each of them very, very slowly over a number of seasons, so that, you know, you can get to a week where LMP2 cars look like the most fun thing to drive, and you jump in and you drive them and you race and you have fun. But that's a lot of work. And I think we need to be more open about that as racers, you know, and not look at the numbers like that, and, you know, be, especially myself being more like in front of people, right? Like this race here, I'm getting beaten by guys 1,000 iRated less than me, and that's okay. That's actually completely okay. I shouldn't try and hide that. It's just, I think I've tried to do that with my channel, at least, of just showing like all the journey. The ups, the downs, the good, the bad. I think it makes the good races worth it even more. But yeah, that's the reality of sim racing. Is it's not all, you know, puppies and rainbows. It's pretty painful sometimes. trying to learn something brand new at times. It's going to take a while. And we're doing it in one of the most highly competitive sim racing environments you can do it in. There's no easy races here. There are no easy races here. Yeah, the IR isn't a representative of the skill anyway. No, it's not, right? It's not. That shifter. My upshifter is starting to get really temperamental. That's an annoying off track. Five minutes to go. Well, it's the wrong focus, Welter. You know, I often say that IR rating is just a product of the effort you put in. You know, you can't focus on it. You can just focus on the aspects of your driving and racing more. And if you do that enough, your rating will go up. Like, no one's that lucky or unlucky that many times to create a ratings number, you know. But, you know, if you are focusing on it, you're trying to go for maximum points every race, you're going to do moves that don't exist and have problems, you know. So your rating will be lower because you're trying to focus on it. And it's like, just got to get out there and race more. I'm not sure yet, Charlie. It's the problem at the moment. My schedule's so full that I can't take the wheel apart to then have it not work, you know. I should see, actually. Maybe the shifters units are the same on this wheel as my round wheel back there. So I'm pretty sure they're replaceable as units themselves, but take a look into that. Downshift seems okay, it's just the upshift seems a bit... Every now and then you just have to pull it a couple of times. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Always skill over sweat to move up the needle. Love it. Yeah, it does lead to frustration. Yeah, there's a great quote in it's a really good book called Atomic Habits by a guy called James Clear. Really, really popular, famous book now. But one of his quotes is, you rise to the level of your systems, but you fall to the level of your goals. You know, like you don't rise to the level, so you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So they're basically saying, you have huge goals, I'm going to get 5k I rating, but not have a good system of improvement and practice and concept of how you race and improving each race, you'll never get there. And the goal becomes impossible and frustrating to be constantly failing at. But if you don't even have a goal, but you have a good system of improve, practice, repeat, analyze, keep showing up, keep trying to get better, 1% better every day, then you will get faster, you will start winning races, you'll start to improve, and then all of a sudden you'll get to this goal number that you were no longer focused on. You can still get to the destination. And most of the time with sim racing, it tends to just kind of come down to that. Like if you have a bad race, like I can't be frustrated at my pace tonight because I didn't put a huge amount of time into practice for this. I've been very busy doing some other things for the channel, and that's just how it is. But I can't be disappointed with a result that I never put the effort in to get. You know? And it's brutal. As I say, I think iRacing probably punishes that the most, I think, because like it's because there's so many people here doing it and the fields are so close. If you are having an off day, you will just lose. There's no freebies in these games. There's no freebies in these races. Like, can't remember the goalpost move. 1500 2k, yeah. Exactly. Well, it's always, because there's always, it's like you know, you can always have more I rating, right? Even the guys who've got the guy's got 13,000 I rating, right? Do you think he's like, yeah, I've got enough? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, do you think he's not thinking that? He's thinking like, oh, I've got to keep practicing. I've got to keep improving. Like, so there's no even point having an I rating goal because there's just always more to get. There's no ceiling. Alright, we're into the last lap. I'd like to dedicate this P15 to my 3 teammates who weren't here, so I would have been 18th if they were. Across the line. 15th, smack bang in the middle of this field. Well, I think we've learned something about Road Atlanta. We can't be too disappointed overall. Looks like Corey wins it. Brandon second. Richard in 6th. So that's going to tweak the championship a little bit. So Richard was leading from Milton and Brandon. So that's going to close things up a bit. Yeah, so Daniel came past us at the start of the race there. And he put 18 seconds into us in the race.
Brandon is Daniel is 4,300 I rating, pretty speedy. So maybe not too bad. Yeah, maybe not too bad. The wrong person. Where's me? Where's me? So let's have a quick look at the start here, guys. Cheers, Charlie. Thank you. Completed it. Completed it, mate. Yeah, I did better in the TSC race. It's not going to lie. We're going to put a lot more effort into the next TSC race because that was so embarrassing last time. Definitely not look at faster drivers in a way to compare yourself. I think there's you can make some interesting comparisons, but you can only look at, and there's a good process to be had of so I use Garage 61 and I look at all the data. I definitely, my game just crashed. I won't be able to show the replay, sorry guys, because that has crashed and I didn't save the replay. Well, there we go. Garage, I think Garage 61's probably been something I've really improved on, but yeah, you can't just like do the same things because there's lots of little nuances about lap times and stuff that you're just not, you can't see it in data or telemetry, so, but it's just the time thing. And that's why I keep talking about, guys, the next season, we'll do a GT3 Thursday because it will mean, like the Porsche Cup car, more quality sessions, more race starts, more battles, just getting those reps in and just slowly figuring it out in real time. Because I've been 5 months with the Cup car and we went from 2,000 iRacing to 3,500, right? So there's big leaps and bounds in pace. We start doing something similar with GT3. I don't have a second and a half to find in GT3, but I don't need to find that much to be properly competitive. It's just those little things and a little bit of consistency and less mistakes, and we'll be fine. We'll be cruising. So we'll talk about comparisons though, just briefly. Corey's won the race here. 17.5 was his best lap, and our best lap was an 18.5. Daniel did an 18.1. So yeah, it's not, like I say, this whole season it's been a case of like it's not been too far away on kind of on a number of parts of the racing. It's just been some little stuff. Been a little bit off pace, making a couple mistakes. We didn't have any spins that race, so I'm quite happy about that. With a couple of little off track excursions. Yeah, I think we're happy enough though. Lots of people had a lot more problems than we did. We did miss the first lap miss, so yeah. Yeah, faster, probably more consistent. Yeah, can't imagine being at my old level again, but for sure others where you were have been 3 years ago right now. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's interesting. I think there's so many new people still coming into sim racing, right? Like there's, and you do forget how much you learn in the process, how much you improve over that time, and like I say, there's always people faster than you to compare yourself to go, okay, I still got lots to do. But I've debated this a little bit with certain videos I haven't made because I've sort of felt like, well, I'm not good enough or fast enough to be like making videos on how to practice or driving tips and tricks and things like that. But I think the reality is that, if you are faster than you were yesterday, you could teach someone who was your speed yesterday, and just the whole sim racing community does a good job of that, I think. So yeah, well, so I got to remember, you have been improving a lot in that hypercar. It's been great to see you further up the field, mate. It's been really, really good. In a way, I'm a bit disappointed I didn't do hypercar. We'd probably be battling now. Having spent so little time in that game. But yeah, it's just the little stuff, right? It's all the little stuff. Stairway to top is endless, and we are reaching on one of the steps along the way. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So yeah, this is just another step in our journey. This one, the whole season itself has been just lots of learning curves. Oh, look at the blog. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jan. Look at you. You should have a YouTube channel. Uh, where did you find it? Must be on Reddit or something now, surely. Or if I go, let's make sure we actually got the right thing. You have good ideas sometimes. Lots of the time, mate. Go to the UI. Oh, that's even better. Why have I got this open? What earth is that doing open? Release notes. It's not updates. Forum. Go to the home screen. Boom. Righto. Let's have a look. It's going to make it bigger. Yes. So these are always very wordy. We won't read it out because it's going to be boring. Listen to me reading the entire thing. So we're going to get into the juicy parts here. Oh, actually, here's a good stat. The iRacing Nürburgring 24-hour saw participation increase by a massive 47% over last year. Over 7 million total miles were driven. That is insane. iRacing always blows me away with those sorts of stats, eh? Like how many people do it. New cars, here we go. BMW M2 CS Racing debuted in iRacing a couple of years ago. So this is the F87 generation of the M2. And this was quite a controversial car when it came out because this car actually has a 4-cylinder engine in it. They don't even talk about it. And yeah, it's a derived B48, which is, yeah, you're right. Oh, sorry, no, you're right. Is that G? Yeah, yes. F87 is the old one. You're absolutely right. Yes, G models. So yeah, all the F range stuff was what I worked on when I worked for BMW. So the G stuff came afterwards. I always get a little bit confused. I pretty much know everything from what we learned backwards. The model codes of BMW are stupid. They're ridiculous. There's so many numbers to learn. It's crazy. So yes, G87. And all the M cars are now this 80 number, essentially, which was a shift when they did the F80 and F81. Sorry, F80 and F82. The F81 would have been the M3 Touring of that generation, which is now G81, hence the 81 that the Touring was at N24. So, no, yeah, it's so essentially the road car is not 4-cylinder, right? The road car is still the 6-cylinder, the S58 M3 engine in the car, but the race car was 4-cylinder, and it was yeah, really interesting. And I guess it's just based on the fact that this car is designed to be an entry level into motorsport. It's supposed to then lead on to the GT4s, etc. GT3. It's the progression. So, you know, the old F87 had the straight six in it, and it had heaps of power. And now we've got it. It makes more sense to be. It's a spec car. It can be whatever it wants, right? So yeah. So yeah, there's not a huge amount of details actually. Normally they go through a bit of a write-up about what's actually in it. Visually transformed both inside and out. New cockpit spanning multi-display dash setup. It doesn't actually talk about if it gets the new time model. I'm going to take an assumption that it will. Maybe we'll say it further down. Euro NASCAR. That's interesting. This must be a slight variation on some of the other NASCAR models. A new Formula V. Well, there we go. Well, yeah, beginners will cry in the M2, I guess. Well, the old M2 was a notoriously difficult car to drive. I personally think it's the better of the two rookie cars. They might be controversial, but I think the M2 teaches you more about how to drive on iRacing than the MX5 does. I learned more in that M2, but it's got a very low grip tire on it, and so you just have to be so patient and so precise with all the little inputs. Very patient on throttle. I should go back and drive it to just relearn some throttle patience, you know. But I'd love to see how they compare now. So M2 currently best car. Yeah, 100%. That's awesome. When you get the hang of it, it starts to feel really easy. Yes, you just need to and once you understand what makes it not feel good, you know, braking too hard, too late, getting to the ABS, it won't stop. Once you learn that stuff, you can be super fast in it. But that's the stuff that helps you with the next cars. And the MX5 doesn't really teach you as much, in my personal opinion. So, but yeah, new Formula V, that's going to be cool. BMW M Hybrid V8 Evo. So we're going to get the update of the GTP in the BMW. And additional vehicle updates. So the Dallara IR18 is getting a similar modernization update. Ramp flaps and Indy 500 board wicker added. Okay, so that's the Indy next car, I believe. No, that's the Indy car, isn't it? Let's get some updates. Oh, here we go. Now, a bit of a fun update. The Porsche 992.2 is getting the classic X tape added to its headlight lenses. Okay. Throwback to the era when endurance racing headlights were made of real glass rather than modern shatter-resistant plastics. That's sort of nostalgic homage. Look sharp. The red painters. This will be fully customizable in the template. We get the taped up headlights in the 992. That's kind of cool, actually. That's kind of cool. It's a funny update, but that's kind of cool. All right. New tracks and track update. Here we go. Here we go, team. We love all the new stuff. We'll circle back with a few more car-related topics in a bit. Okay. Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca has been completely rescanned and rebuilt from the ground up. iRacing and Laguna Seca share a deep history. In fact, the world. I'm not going to read it all. So I believe we've updated the circuit's artwork over the years. It marks a very special physical scan update of the track surface itself. Okay, that's interesting. New from-scratch version of Laguna Seca will ship as its own new track variation. Automatically granted to all iRacers who purchased the track going back to when it was converted to paid content late last year. Further details will provide a follow-up in the forums. So I'm going to pick that if you are a current user of iRacer, you would get this version Laguna Seca, because it was a free track. It was a base game track, and then they last year took it away from the base game to make it a paid circuit, and that's obviously in anticipation to do this to it and actually take it away. So yeah, in using the graphics engine with that, I think that's what that's where we will get to here. Naval Base Coronado. Okay, San Diego NASCAR. That's not that interesting for me because I don't do any NASCAR stuff. I assume it's a street circuit. Dirt AI and AI heat racing. Okay, bit of AI stuff there. Balance, performance, aerodynamic, the BOP. Okay, so spend a massive time and energy consistently working on providing accurate, fair, and representative racing experience across our multi-car grids. Just before the N24, we developed a patch that included a powerful new underlying capability to better tune BOP. So that's where you can add weight and add power, I think. Significantly upgrading the consistency, predictability of racing. While initial updates we've made utilizing these tools for our GT3 GTP fields, we have further refined these capabilities for Season 3 with targeted adjustments to aerodynamics, mass, power, and even tuned and improved some electronic systems like traction control and ABS. Okay, so there's going to be even more refinement to the balance of performance system for GT3 and GTP. So that could bring some gains. It's always a work on, isn't it? Pop in general. Aero modeling is seemingly an inherent pursuit for us. We invest substantially in this field of science. Season 3, multiple short track cars with. Okay, so that's a short track thing as well. Okay, Sim UI. Look at this. Now, I've got to give it to iRacing. The UI stuff they have been doing has been great. We're going to get track maps inside the UI. That's awesome. That looks really smart, doesn't it, guys? Track maps. Here's all your fuel calculator now. Has been expanded. Last 10 session, average. The fuel calculator works great in team-based scenarios. Is available both on the driver and session screen. And you've got different profiles now. Switch between different input devices, steering wheels, rims, quality of life, and headache. Okay. Additional UI features. Wet and dry tire indications. We do show the compound an opponent is using in the UI. We don't show whether they are using wet or dry tires in our UI. Okay, so it's been addressed. Information now available. Drag to resize. Freely change the size of UI widgets by grabbing and dragging its corner. Incident tracker. This new optional widget helps you keep track of your incidents and the limit for that type of racing. They're really building it out, isn't it? That is massive. Yeah, I've got to admit. So when I first jumped into iRacing, it was like so needed, right? Like you needed an overlay. And I've been really impressed with how they've obviously changed it, really updated it, and then the features they've started to put in. You know, I've been using the little spotter tabs. Initially, it was just as to compare them, and now they're just an extra feature. And then same if you had same if you had once you got the input graphs for throttle, because that for me that was like a must when I started iRacing, having the throttle and the brake inputs there, so you could look at in real time, look at your trail braking and stuff, and they added that as well. But now we're getting a track map, getting the fuel calculator. Like, yeah, you're kind of starting to get to that point where you start going, well, you know, what does your overlay start to do that the UI then doesn't, right? It's pretty impressive. And I do think the UI looks really nice now too, you know. Very interesting. But yeah, wet tire indicator and then more resizing and stuff like that. So that's going to be fun. Race control and pit road changes. Pit speed enforcement. We have redesigned and re-architected the way that pit speed is enforced in iRacing. The end result produces a more fair and predictable experience for all racers. Our goal is to have cars run as close to the maximum allowable speed as possible with stricter enforcement, removing the need to manually control speed to save time on pit road. Ooh, that's interesting, because from my understanding, there are some tricks you can do with the pit lane limiter off to like kind of go over the limit, you know, enough to not get a penalty. But there's some tricks you can do. They're obviously fixing that. Just smooth operation. Know your gear ahead of time and select it before the limiter engages. Okay, so yeah, okay. Ooh, interesting. We'll have to look into that a bit more. Brief overspeed is also normal when accelerating from dead stop, but our enforcement scheme has been adjusted to allow for this. Choose a gear that keeps the engine in the middle of its RPM range. Do not shift while the limit is active. That's really interesting. Okay. So obviously stricter in pit lane. We'll see if the pit speed limit will now not waste fuel if you go. Yeah, that's true as well. Excuse me, guys. Multi-class starts. Oh, here we go. Multi-class starts and per class pace cars. This could be a big one. While including this in the season 3 section of the blog, know that it's not a sure thing we'll be ready. We're so close, but not quite there yet. To cut to the chase, we're talking about a fully implemented and comprehensive multi-class start feature featuring per-class pace cars. Significant new feature as part of what we call race control, which is a set of systems responsible for managing every single race rule and procedure. Ooh. This is a good one, guys. This is a good one. Essentially, so obviously doing a lot of work on this. Hopefully this is out for this season. But basically, if you're in the GT3s, you are not going to be responsible for the race starts. The race will start with its own safety car, like it's its own race. That is a huge one. That is something that's been needed for a long, long time. Yeah, this is one of those should we share or shouldn't we share situations. It's obviously so close, but not quite. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. That's really cool, actually. These are the things that people have been asking for, right? So you can obviously tell they've got them on their list and they're trying their best to get them out. Yeah, LMU needs this as well, right? This needs it. This big time needs it. Anycast, right? We're rolling it out. The use of Anycast. Implemented Anycast routing technology of our race servers, which automatically connects your sim client to the race server via the most optimum geographical route and path by. Okay, right. In summary, smarter and faster routing, reduced latency, improved stability. So is this going to help with net coding and stuff like that? Guess it's a. Yeah, it may help with net code. That would be pretty cool. Obviously working on it, eh? Long-term development. That'll do for our season 3 preview. This is by no means an exhaustive list. Some cool features, actually. Oh, this is stuff I did not expect to be here. Career mode is obviously this is the next sort of, this is them hyping us up, right? Career mode looks like they're making lots of progress on that. New graphics engine, Spark. Code name Spark. We've got a name for it. Advancements in both simulator and performance visual realism are transformational. We are currently planning to roll out phase to ensure iRacers are ample opportunity to experience the new graphics engine before we execute a global cutover in a future release. To support this evolution, we recently welcomed 2 seasoned industry veterans to Spark, aren't they? Man, they're pushing hard, aren't they? Yeah, so no real. Yeah, it looks like getting closer, guys. They're getting closer. Physics projects, multi-threading roadmap. Goodness me, it's a little very exciting stuff. I'll leave you to read all this because this is expectation session. Oval refreshes continued. Series-specific sporting regulations. To further bridge the gap between the virtual and real-world motorsport, we're working on series-specific sporting regulations. Many vehicles in iRacing garage pull double or triple duty, competing against multiple real-world series. Because every sanctioning body has its own unique rulebook, we're implementing a system that allows a single car to adapt its sporting regulations depending on the series it is running. For example, pit stop procedures, like whether your crew can change tires and add fuel simultaneously, or if they must handle one before the other, will now dynamically adjust to match the specific series rules. Ooh, this is starting to get quite good, guys. That itself, just that. So you think whether it's like IMSA or WEC, right? Like, or GT3s, different GT3 series, whether it's Europe or in States, or if it's an IMSA or a GT World Challenge thing or a DTM thing. You'll have series where changing tires will cost you time because you can't do it while you do fuel. And you'll have other series where you can just do it at the same time and it doesn't matter. And like all these cars have got slightly different rules and regs and stuff. And you'll have to start understanding what a good strategy is for that class of car. And, you know, Nürburgring 24-hour versus Bathurst 12-hour versus Daytona 24-hour. The way you know, maybe you do double stint tires because it's going to be a 20-second cost at Daytona, for example, because you can't do it at the same time as fuel. Like that now, it really changes how these big events will be run. You know, the enduros you do in the weekend, you know, limited tire sets, that's also a potential option because now they don't say it's a, for example, pit stop procedures, but you're absolutely right, Jack. You will be on limited tires for certain events and not for others. Yeah, that's a really good one. So essentially, they're kind of saying that we want to start doing it like the series do it. Should add the ability to use, yeah, and I think that's why they don't have limited tire sets, because they can't run tires back. It's like once they're off the car, they just disappeared. So, but you can tell, right? That this is the exciting part, and this is what I love about these blogs when you get into them, is this gives a picture of what they're trying to do with the game. And there's all these things that people have been harping on about for a long time that it sounds like we're going to find a way. And maybe this is just all the new graphics engines and game engines that they're building. Maybe it's just this is the stuff they can write into it. Maybe this is why they've decided to go down this route of building their own one, because they're like, then we can just do whatever we need to do after that. So, wow, this is actually quite a some very exciting stuff in here, guys. There's an audio evolution, so lots of audio stuff, reverb, zone track reverb, miscellaneous updates. Before we close out let's go through our usual rapid fire list of notable lines we have on the fire, in particular, no particular order of priority. So, as we shared in the earlier update, we're excited to return to SK2 Modifieds. Next season, we'll have a long overdue upgrade to the driver's gear. Okay, more info soon. That's interesting. It's been a number of years since we visited the streets of Le Mans, France. We're excited to announce that we are making a return with the addition of Circuit Bugatti, which is now in pre-production. We actually planned to build the circuit many, many years ago, but with during our scan visit by the presence of hundreds of cars, haulers, and trucks using the circuit as parking for the 24-hour. Oh, okay, yeah. Circuit overlaps with, in fact, shares 3/4 the total length of the racetrack portion of this. So Circuit Bugatti is the track at Le Mans, a permanent circuit. So what's MotoGP run is that circuit. And you're right, when the 24 hours is on, I was there last year for Spa Classic, and the circuit, which is behind the main grandstands, is just open. There's stuff happening. You can walk on that part of the track because it's not run for the 24. But yeah, MotoGP was there recently, so yeah. And yeah, I assume that means they can then scan the actual track portions of it, and maybe they'll get a chance to do the streets and stuff. So yeah, that'll be interesting. In addition to the recent scan of Laguna Seca, our teams have recently completed full scans of Mid-Ohio, Road America, and Milwaukee. Production is already underway. Okay, so there's a new Road America scan on its way. We're scanning Circuit Paul Ricard next month, and our texture artists already have 2,000 gallons of high friction tartar paint in order to get ready. Interesting. So yeah, Paul Ricard. Okay, so that's getting scanned next month, guys. Winchester development has moved forward. That must be an American circuit. Thanks to our localization team, hard work. Simplified Chinese support will be added to the launch UI. Okay, expanding the dirt road configuration. Virtual mirror is now freely resizable by dragging the corner. There we go. You can make the virtual mirror as big as you like. Okay, so there's a bit going on there. Couple looks at the different track maps. Oh, it's even got the bar as well. If you wanted the track map to be just the run along the top bar. How interesting. Well, that's actually a lot more exciting than I thought it was going to be, team. What do we think of that? A big thumbs up for iRacing, I say. I'm excited by the new M2. I'm really keen to try it. I'm really keen to see what it's like. This is a great feature. This will really, I hope this comes out next month because I think it'll just be perfect talking point for the sim at the moment. But that will absolutely change how IMSA feels at start, I think. Yeah, the UI continues to get better. I think that's just fantastic. And yeah, like nothing really notable on tracks and stuff. You know, new Laguna Seca will be nice, but you know, it's sort of, I would say it's lost its appeal now that it's like not a base game track, but I guess most people have it anyway. Yeah, the X tape on the headlights for 992, that's quite a funny one. And a new Formula V. I'm sure there'll be some people pretty happy about that as well. And yeah, I've seen the update to the GTP too, although I'm sure there'll be people wanting a couple of more GTPs now that there are more GTPs than in the game, a Genesis, a Valkyrie. Valkyrie's well overdue, you know. Yeah. But no, exciting stuff, guys. That's pretty exciting. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I always love the updates. It just feels like it's like Christmas come early for iRacers, and I like how they do them each season. Like it's sort of like get to the end of the season, like, oh, what's going to come out? What's going to come out? So they said they might do a one-off event in week 13 next season to test the new multi-class race per class. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. It sounds like it's like really close to release, and they're just like, they almost said it right. They basically said like, should we tell you? Should we not? Because it might not be ready. If they do, we should try it. We should get into it. So scanned in 2015. Is that Le Mans, is it? The last time they scanned Le Mans. Yeah, interesting if they get the actual like street, like the actual circuit Le Mans there as well. Because I assume it could produce some decent racing. So Nords. Oh, okay, 2015 for Nords. Interesting. Yeah, that's a fair while ago. Although I'm sure rescan in Nords must be like the biggest project. But you know, I think again, guys, like we went back to a few seasons, like they're doing a lot of scans at the oval stuff for the refresh. They're now doing lots of scans for the road courses in America, and now they're going to be in France, right? So they're going to be in France. They're going to do Porcard. They're doing Le Mans. They're starting to think about those scans for the European tracks. You know, because honestly, it's like there's a lot of European circuits that need a proper rescan. Like Imola is super old. You know, they did Spa, which is good. That's obviously a big one. They had that one redone recently. But yeah, you think like the Nürburgring, Barcelona, you know, Zandvoort's more up to date than ACC was, but I think there's a few circuits that could really do with a proper rescan here. But that seems to be the push. They're kind of like, okay, we've done our ovals, we've done the American ones. They're probably the easier ones to do. And now they're probably thinking about getting out. Probably some Middle East tracks, I reckon, are on their radar. I know they're doing Bahrain. They've talked about Bahrain. That's obviously going to be late this year, if at all. But you know, you've probably got like Jeddah, Qatar. There's lots of tracks in the Middle East they could do also. So, but it seems like they're pushing. You know, and there's a lot to do, and we'll get it as we get it, basically. So, yeah, exciting, better than I expected it to be. I thought it'd be a lot of waffle about, okay, the new engine's coming, new graphic stuff's coming. It'll be later this year. We're just pushing hard. There's not much this time around, but yeah, 3 new cars, a couple new circuits, some great changes to the UI. A great concept here with the specific starting procedures, and of course, probably the thing that makes me most interested, and this isn't for this update, but very much is the series specific regulations. I think that could really change how some of these races are raced, and it could really elevate the entire experience, specifically around endurance racing. Yes, Kyalami would be a big win if they could get that. And Yeah, it was great on ACC. It was great on ACC. So yeah, some really positives, guys. Some real positives there. Not going to lie. And we can only just hope that they're implemented well, and I'm sure they will be. And I hope that we can see some extra great ones later in the year as well. So I was half expecting to see maybe some Evo updates of some of the GT3 cars. So obviously got the Ferrari, the Porsche, and the Mustang have all had Evo updates this year in GT3 world. Half expecting to see at least one of those, but maybe that might be Evo refresh next season or something. But yeah. Anyway, very exciting, guys. We are going to leave it there because it's been a long stream now. I am going to push myself over to that desk and polish off a video for release tomorrow, so that I can have tomorrow off essentially because I've been working hard. And yeah, fun race in the end, but lonely without my teammates. Come back next week, guys. Come join the stream. Come join the chat. But yeah, next Thursday, guys, will be the final round, the final proper round of our SRI championship, the farewell round. And then and yeah, we'll see you also next week on Tuesday for Porsche Cup, final week of Porsche Cup at St. Petersburg. So a brand new track, still haven't even bought it yet. But looking forward to a final push in the Porsche Cup car. And yeah, it's been fun, guys. It's been fun. Thank you very much for joining the stream tonight. Thank you for joining me, having a look at the blog as well. Some exciting times ahead. But yeah, guys, race hard. Stay positive. See you in the next one. Cheers.